peek over. I'm going to put this on Facebook too, so I want this to, is it backwards? I think it's backwards. I guess I'll figure that out. Okay, so I'm going to take my glasses off so I don't get distracted by the comments, but thank you so much for the love and the hearts. Oh my goodness, my heart is racing. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to take a deep breath. Stop yelling at your kids. I want this to be the screenshot. I know there's a way that I possibly can do it, but when you post it on Facebook, you only have 10 choices, so I'm going to clip and edit it. This is all learning and growing. Stretch, grow, stretch, grow, stretch, grow. Feel the fear and do it anyway. So today I'm going to talk to you about yelling because this is so heavy on my heart every single day because I know so many people struggle with this. I used to struggle with it. I was just not liking who I was as a mom and I couldn't figure it out. And I have been doing the parenting boot camp now for about 1.5 years, and I have every single time someone, and there's a couple hundred that do it every single month. So you can imagine the information that I have collected over time. And if there's one thing that keeps over and over and over and over keeps coming through the pipe is that, Kelly, that I have them fill out a survey when they start. It says, what is your biggest struggle? Kelly, I can't stop yelling at my kids. I don't have any patience. I don't know what to do. I need to have more patience. I'm here to tell you that there's no store that you can go get more patience at. It is all within you if you just have a mindset shift. And this will change your life because you're getting in this loop with your kids that you can't get out of. Okay, so I drew a little picture. Where's my picture? I lost my picture. Oh, it fell on the ground. Okay, so here is the loop that you are in. I hope that's not backwards. If it is, sorry. Here's the behavior. Here's the loop that you're in. Here's the behavior you don't like. They don't listen. They talk back. They hit you. They blow raspberries. If they're 4 or 14, they're going to show it in different ways. So this is the negative behavior that you don't like, okay? This is what we're trying to get away from. So you get frustrated and you yell, okay? Then we have shame times 2. The child feels bad because they misbehaved or did something that was negative. You feel guilty because you yelled and you blame it on their behavior. If you would have just done A, B, or C, then I wouldn't have to yell. So then you feel like a failure as a mom or a dad, if the dad's listening to this, and they feel as a failure as a kid. So then guess what? They act up more. They act up more. They act up more because they feel like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm not a good kid. Mom and dad think I'm a bad kid. Even if you don't say you're a bad kid, they feel it because of the energy that you're bringing to them. So this is where the shift happens because you are making their behavior about, like, when my kids used to act up, and still when they act up, immediately I feel like this big button on my heart is pushed, like, you are a failure. When they act up, when they fight, when they argue with each other, whatever the issue is, I can feel myself feeling that feeling of, Kelly, you're failing as a mom. And that is the feeling that I used to have, and then I would react, and then I would go in this loop, and this loop, and this loop. So I'm here to tell you that their behavior has nothing to do with you as your value as a mom. You are looking for external factors to figure out if you're a good mom, bad mom, and you're looking at your children for their behavior, and that is never going to measure up. It's external. When you feel it within, then you will be confident in your parenting. So when they have their behavior, you're not going to be tempted to yell and scream and shout because there's a nanosecond between this. This is when connection is made. There's a nanosecond made between behavior and yelling, behavior and yelling. And you're going to turn that nanosecond into a half a second before you react and act as a human diffuser and just take a breath and stop and say, this is not about me. This is about them. And it's almost like when they fall off the bike. If they fall off the bike, you're not going to be angry at them because they skinned their knee and they're crying and upset. You are going to help them. You are going to model for them. You are going to model for them calmness because when you yell, bark, scream, sigh, whatever you do, you are adding fuel to the fire. So you just picture yourself in the middle of a storm and you want to get out of it. So take a breath. It's about them right there. It's not about you. You are not failing as a mom because of their behavior. The storms are going to happen no matter what. So if you could take yourself out of it and detach and pretend like you're in a helicopter watching, it's almost like it's not your child in that moment because you have to detach and you have to disconnect all those buttons. You have to disconnect in that moment because this is when connection is made. The child feels connected to you. You will model for them. You will model for them calmness during the storm because when you are yelling and screaming, you are just modeling that for them and turning that and getting into this loop together. So you're going to take a breath. You're going to say what you are seeing. I am seeing that you are feeling blank. And you get them through the storm. So they're like, yeah, because it's like they're being poked by needles and they don't know what they're feeling. They have no understanding. They are so little and so impressionable and such pure human beings that they don't know how to handle these reactions. Just like we don't as an adult, they don't as kids either. And so we have to help them and get them through that. And that is when connection is made. And when connection is made and they feel like, oh, and give them strategies. How would you like me to help you calm down? Lily, she likes to maybe go in her room and do some artwork. Grady likes to count. He likes to do the soup, where I say, all right, let's make a bowl of soup. And then we make a bowl of soup and we smell it and we cool it off. We smell it and cool it off. We get them through the storm, because that's where connection is made. And then you're teaching them strategies of what to do when they're upset. You're labeling their feelings of what to do when they're upset. You are also saying to them with your nonverbal that this is how we do things in this house. We are just always like this. You take the yelling and the screaming and all that. You are going to diffuse the situation and then model for it in the process. So when you do that, connection is built. Because think about if you are being yelled at, if you're being screamed at. Let's say you're going to the mall and you're with your spouse. So I'm going to the mall with David and I'm running late. So David's going, hurry up, get your shoes on, get your shoes on. I'd be like, excuse me, you don't talk to me that way. I don't want to listen to you. No, thank you. Connection is completely broke. It does not feel good. Just like you don't like to be yelled at, they don't like to be yelled at. And so it doesn't work, and it actually gets you back in that loop. It breaks the connection, and then it teaches them not to listen to you. Because who wants to listen to someone who's, bah, 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 bah. If David's doing that to me, I'm like, tune out. No, thank you. That's not gonna inspire me to move a little bit faster. So think about that, the energy that you're bringing to them. I don't want you to live through your kids. I want you to live through their eyes. Like, what are they seeing? They are so little and they're looking up at this big world, and they are so impressionable. And so always think about, if I want them to be calmer, if I want them to be more patient, if I want them to be nicer, more grateful, whatever those qualities are, then be that for them. Model that for them, especially during the stormy weathers. Because it's easy to play Monopoly and Kumbaya and read books and sing songs and dance in the living room. That's all fun connection. Still do that, yes. But during the difficult moments is when the connection is made. And that's when this book has helped me so much, because I realized how much of my ego, how much of my feelings of my reputation within myself as a parent was putting onto the vortex of my children, and how they behave was going to be paramount, because it was the teacher in me, the counselor in me. Like, children are going to be happy. They're going to be grateful. They're going to be thankful. And when they're not, then that means I'm failing somehow as a parent. If they go to a birthday party and they're acting up, that embarrasses me. If they get in trouble at school, that embarrasses me, because I'm a counselor. I'm a teacher. It was all about me. Like, that is not fair to them, to put them in this vortex of like, behave. And if you do, you are a reflection of me. No, you're a reflection of you. I can only be a reflection of me. And so a lot of times we put all of our energy into our kids and like, make me feel like a good mom, make me feel like a good dad with your behavior, with your sports, with your grades, all external. And then we wonder why they grow up and they're looking for external validation. It has to come within. So give them the space in those stormy moments to be okay as is. You love them no matter what. And it's not what you say, it's how you act. Lessons are not taught, they are caught. You come to them, and when these moments happen, they will come and they will happen. They happen to me every single day. We're not over here singing Kumbaya, doing cartwheels all day long. They happen every single stinking day. But when they do, I've turned that nanosecond into a half a second. Okay, we're going into battle. We're going into the storm. Let's go together. And I am with you arm in arm. It's not about timeout. It's not about isolating them. It's not about putting them in the room to just be by themselves and just figure it out. Give them the choice. What do you need from me in this moment? I can see you're frustrated that you can't go this place. Or I can see that this is really upsetting you. I can see that you're really having big feelings. Reflect, and let them just get it out and model. And they might not do it in the best ways because they're 4 or they're 14. They don't have a flipping clue, and that's okay, because we will give them the clue. So the more you can detach, the more you can give them the space, the energy that you are bringing to it is all that you can control. And that's why I love this book, because I've read so many other books. I read so many other books for professional. We waited forever to have kids, so I read so many books. While I was waiting, I was like, I'm going to be ready, Freddy. But all the other books focus on fixing the child. I was Googling things. What is wrong with my child? These are the symptoms I see. Oh, they must have this disorder. I wonder if I should talk to the doctor about this. No. It doesn't matter what they have, because they only have you. That's what you can control, is you. So focus on that. Let's see. Modeling. Sometimes through our children, we are trying to heal old wounds in current time. So a lot of times, things that are from your past, the way that you were raised, the way that you were treated when you had storms, all those things might be being brought back into your relationships now with your children. It might be. You have to look at how you were raised, what was handled, how were your feelings, how were they honored when you were little? Were they told to stuff, or were you able to express them? If you were around a lot of yelling, then that's probably natural, that it's just, that's what I'm going to do. But you know that it's not, it doesn't feel good. You go to sleep and you're like, oh, I'm going to try better tomorrow. I'm going to try better. It's that mommy guilt that you're like, what am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. You just have to show up to the difficult moments with a little bit less ego and less about you, and make it about them. Because when you do that, that's when the connection's made. And then they're going to listen to you more. Because that's the goal, is you want them to listen and just have a friendly bantering back and forth, like, hey, let's go. Okay, let's go. It's not like, let's go. Put on your shoes. Like, we're not the dictator. We are alongside with them. We are not on top of them. I used to feel like I'm in charge. I got to nip this in the bud. No, we are alongside of them. Their behavior is a reflection of them. It's not a reflection of our parenting. So the more we can detach from that, because when I was in the schools, I had very, 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 very severe behavior problems in my classroom as a counselor. And I was like, no problem, I got this. And I did. I was like, I could get them through the storms. But when it was my own, I was like, why is this so much harder? Their behavior is not nearly what I dealt with in the school, but why is this so much harder? Because it was about me. They came from my uterus, and these are my children, and I'm gonna make them behave and be the best kids they can be. No, it's not about me. It's not about me. And the more I took myself out of it and stopped being that, like, helicopter mom, and you're going to do this and you're going to do that, the more I took myself out of it, the more they could flourish, and their throbbing spirit just like flourished. I mean, your kids will either get bigger because they're fighting for the throbbing spirit, and they're going to get more aggressive, and they're going to get or they might get smaller, and they might get meeker, and they might get quieter, because they just know that this controlling force, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in all this, but I know it's not working out. And they're not going to come to you and say, I really think we should work on a relationship, because they're so little. So we have to be the hero in the relationship, and we have to model for them what we want to see in their behavior, because the behaviors are going to happen no matter what, but the way we respond to it is so amazing, because they can do all this nonsense, but we are still going to be the calm in their storm. And they're going to blah, 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 and we're still the calm in their storm. Up, 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 up. But then you'll see that it goes from this, which is what we had before, and I was right along with them. Then now then they started doing this, and I was still the calm. And then they're like, I don't trust that. And then the older they are, the more you have to promise them and more to convince them and have them trust you that it's going to be like this no matter what. Do you understand? No matter what they do, they're going to be like this. And then you can take that energy out of that, because you're always this. This is how I respond. This is how I talk when they're in trouble or they're not in trouble. Wow, it's all just dispassionate, taking the energy out of it, just bringing it down, and let them go like this, but you're always going to be like this. You are their rock. You are their soft place to fall. You love them so much. That's why this is so much energy is put into this, because you just love them so much and you want to see them happy all the time. But it's just not possible. And that's okay that they're like this. You're going to give them the space to be like this. And then you're going to act as the diffuser instead of the inflamer. And when you can do that, connection is made. And your relationship and the energy and the tension in your home will go from here to here. Because you will not make their behavior about you. You will make it about them. And you'll be able to be detached and alongside of them and not have to yell, scream, shout. You're going to give them choices. You're going to say, do you want to, if they're having a hard time listening to getting ready, do you want to put on your blue shoes or your red shoes? Do you want to get ready, put on your pants first or brush your teeth first? Give them choices. They just want to be their own person. And that's okay. That's okay. We are going to honor that and do it along with them. I hope this helps. And I'm going to, this topic to me is, I could talk about this till I'm 150 years old. I love this topic. I want to eradicate all yelling and tension and build more connections in families. And I feel like this is my purpose, this is my passion, and I just can't stop even if I wanted to, because I picture Lily and Grady's face when I do these boot camps, and the first day everyone posts pictures of their kids. I see all our kids are the same. I was in Jamaica and the kids on the playground were just like Lily and Grady. They're just like the kids when I was at Big Cypress, just like the kids at Veterans. Kids are kids are kids. And they all come with all sorts of issues and things and messy and beautiful and such beautiful spirits. And they are children of God. They are not children of mine. I am borrowing them. When I want to know, when my faith is being tested, I look into their eyes and I see they are so unfiltered and they are so beautiful. Your kids are so beautiful and delicious and lovely, and just embrace them in all their messiness, because it's going to get messy, but you're going to be the clean one that's going to help them through all of it. So I hope this helped. Let me know what you want to talk about. I will open up to Q&A, whatever you want. I am here. This topic is like my passion, my purpose, and the reason why I get up in the morning. So I love you, and thank you for showing up, and I can't wait to read all the comments. Did I do a good job?